You're watching Option Rally TV. I'm your host, Amy Anderson. Here's a forecast of what to expect for the week of May 27th. Today's Market Watch, the Canadians are releasing their interest policies. Euro optimistic while the dollar seeks a solution. And lastly, oil futures looking hot. Your week's forecast is starting now. Coming up this week in the market on Wednesday, the Canadians are releasing their interest policies. Interest rates are one of the core indicators as to what the actual value of the currency is. A higher rate commonly pushes the Canadian dollar higher versus a lower rate which will push it lower. On Thursday, the weekly U.S. initial jobless claims is being released, an indicator of how the production core will produce tax dollars and requirement of social welfare. The higher recorded unemployment, the worse off the dollar will be. The euro ended the day and little changed against the dollar on Friday as safe haven demand was bolstered by uncertainty over whether the Federal Reserve will scale back its easing program this year. However, for future outlook, the euro was supported by Germany's IFO index of business climate, which rose to 105.07 from 104.4 in April. This fueled optimism over the outlook for the Eurozone's largest economy. Analysts had expected the index to tick up to 104.5. It will be another interesting week with the Eurozone finally picking up some positive news from its industrial core and the US coming off a rough week with much uncertainty. Natural gas futures ended Friday's session lower as investors sold contracts to lock in gains from an impressive rally. Prices jumped to the highest level in more than 3 weeks. Natural gas futures have been well supported in recent sessions, climbing almost 9% over the past 2 weeks, as updated weather forecast models pointed to a wider range of higher than expected temperatures across most parts of the U.S., boosting near-term cooling demand expectations. Demand for natural gas tends to rise in the summer months as warmer temperatures increase the need for gas-fired electricity to power air conditioning. It's almost June, and that means continued rising temperatures in homes and office spaces for the majority of the American populace. Oil suffered a little based on investor movement, but the trend is showing upward, and the demand and, more importantly, the price will most likely continue to rise. I'm Amy Anderson. For your daily dose of the market, follow me at optionrally.com and on my Facebook. See you tomorrow.